boys. Yeah. All right. Whoa. Look who's here with us in studio. The one and only. I just call you Banjoleletinman.
It's easier for all of us. My real name's too long. That's the problem.
Christopher Davis-Shannon, all the way from PA, Pennsylvania, live with us here in San Diego. So, welcome.
Thanks for having me, Terry.
Good to
Pleasure
see you.
To be here, man. You
well,
too.
We were out here, by the way.
Playing the LA International Ukulele Festival.
International.
And Terry happened to be there as well. It was pretty great.
Well, I was like, hey, I know that guy.
Yeah.
I seen his videos all the time.
And then somehow I just ended up down here.
So we've been jamming, we've been having some fun playing some tunes, and today we decided to change it up just a little bit. We're gonna have Christopher show us a really cool what?
We're gonna do a turnaround in C major, something a little bit fancier than just playing a C and G7 to get back to the beginning of the tune.
Why don't you show what is that you're gonna show us? Show us that. Play it real quick.
So it's gonna sound a little bit something like this.
I'm gonna actually steal a couple licks off that as well. So anyway, why don't we jump right into it? Take it away.
Let's do it. So at the end of a blues form, or most jazz tunes as well, we have a specific chord progression that is called a turnaround that gets us back to the top of the tune because it's a shorter form, unlike most songs, and you need to get back to that beginning chord. So especially in the blues, one of the easiest ways to accomplish that is just to play a dominant chord, or the 5 chord. So in the key of C, we could play C, and then play G7th over the last bar. And you hear that this G7th is just begging harmonically to come back to that nice tonic chord. But there's ways that we can spice this up a little bit by putting a couple other chords in here. So I'm going to show you right now is a basic 1-6-2-5 progression, which is a very, very common turnaround that gives us more leading tones, so more of a sense of motion back to the tonic chord, and creates a little bit of tension before we get back there, where the G7th is a little bit more vanilla. This is adding a little cinnamon to our latte. So we'll still be starting out on just our standard C major chord like this. And then we're going to go down to an A7th, which would be our 6th chord, and we'll play it as a dominant. So it'll be an A7th, but what we're going to add in here is our 2nd finger on the 1st fret, the B flat on our A string, giving us an A7th flat 9 chord. So you can hear that tension in there for a second as we resolve that to a D minor 7th chord, which is 2, 2, 1, 3. So our first 3 chords, if we just strum it out and listen for that harmonic move, it will sound a little bit something like this. And then we resolve from this D minor 7th chord. And when you go from D minor 7th to G7th, your first finger is a great guide to build the shape around. If you leave this first finger down, you're already 1/3 of the way to that G7th chord right there. So when you rock from D minor 7th to G7th, use that first finger as a pivot point to get over, as these chords are only 2 beats apiece. They fly by very fast. So if I just strum the chords very basically for you, it's going to sound a little bit something like this. It would be C, A7, flat 9, D minor 7th, over to G7th, and then we're right back at the top of the form, or at the ending. It also gets us to the tonic to end the tune. But what we'll do strumming-wise to spice this up a little bit is we'll take that A7 flat 9 and we'll come in on the end of 2, so just a little bit before we want to hear it. So instead of doing this, it's a very straight strumming pattern. We'll catch that A7 flat 9 on an up strum, just like that. So it'll be 1, 2, and then we'll do another up strum there to give rhythmic tension along with the harmonic tension. So our first 4 beats will sound like this. And then we'll resolve straight to that D minor 7th, and we can just play around with this. Just quarter notes to go to the rest, but we get just that little bit of tension on the 6th chord here. So the whole turnaround is going to sound like this. And we're resolving right back to our C major chord. Let's bring Terry back now and see how this turnaround fits in a C blues.
Let's do it.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
it's blues. Be a little bit loose. That's actually the part of the secret to the blues.
Amen.
So anyway, I'm so excited that Christopher decided to join us here in San Diego. Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you so much for having me, Terry. Appreciate
You're
it, man.
welcome. This guy is awesome. If you don't know his YouTube channel, check out his YouTube channel. What is your YouTube channel?
Christopher Davis-Shannon.
There you go.
So just search for my very unique name, and I'll pop right up for y'all.
And then if you're on Instagram, if Instagram's even around.
It is Banjoleletinman on there.
All right. So anyway, check him out. He does some amazing stuff. Jazz, blues, all kinds of stuff. So thanks, Christopher, for being here.
Thanks for having
You're
me,
the
man.
man. And I'll see you next time.
Hey.